about? You got a question or comment?
Quick question. I've been studying the truth for probably about 2 years, and I'm at a crossroads right now where I'm looking for my rib, or trying to discern, you know, the women in my life who want to meet that criteria to be my rib. The Lord tells us not to lean on thine own understanding. And then, you know, with all the precepts and things I've read, you know, about not putting trust in no man. And I'm at the point where I'm confused with my own discernment on how to choose my wife correctly. Like,
when's the last time? Do you have a wife currently?
Yeah, I got one I'm dealing with, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be my rib or not, you know. But I'm ready to start my family.
Are you having sex with her?
Yes, sir. That makes her my wife.
Wait, hold on. Now I want you. This will help you understand. You just said, I asked if you had a rib now. You said, yeah, but I ain't sure she's supposed to be my rib. And then I say, but are you having sex with her? You say, yeah. So you ain't sure if she's supposed to be your rib, but you are having sex with her. So when it comes to putting your rod in her, you cool with putting your rod in her, but when it comes to being committed to her as your wife and you her husband, you ain't sure about that. That's.
No, I'm actually committed. I'm actually committed to getting the spiritual aspect.
Wait, but I just want you to understand. I just want you to understand why I said that. You said I'm not sure if she's my rib. That's what you just said. Yeah. But she
runs from the Bible.
I'm not talking about whether she ran from the Bible. I'm not getting to that part yet. Whether she runs from the Bible or not, she is your rib. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to go there first. Now, the other thing, here's what a wise man will tell you. If you already in turmoil with your current woman and you ain't got that squared away, it might not be the wisest thing to look for another. Now, the Lord may give you another, because that can happen too. But if you at a crossroad where you're not sure if the current woman is your rib, it might show that you don't have the understanding within yourself to know what it means to have a rib. Because a rib is not just your rib. And here's the importance of picking a rib. A woman is not your woman just because you got to get her spirit right. A woman is your woman once you put that rod inside of her and once she submits to you. So you're supposed to figure out her spirit and everything before you lay with her. So I'm assuming you didn't do that with it. Was you with your woman before you came into the truth?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. Got you. So now the fact that it came after, that means that you didn't take the necessary steps in picking her before she got it. So now you know the scriptures say a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. I'm not calling either one of y'all either, but you want wisdom on how to pick a woman. So now if you laying with her, did you give her a Hebrew name?
No, sir.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you now, this ain't just with you, but I know so many Israelite men that have sex with women and don't even give them a Hebrew name. What reason does that woman have to be anything spiritual with you when you ain't gave her nothing spiritual? Before you lay with her, like, and this is what you got to use with this woman, you should be thinking of how do I name this woman? Because when you don't name let me tell y'all brother something. When you don't name your woman, now it's different. Let's say if you meet her in the school or something like that, so she already has a Hebrew name, that's different. But if you don't name your woman before you lay with her, you're telling her, I'm just here to fuck you. That's what you're telling her. Because when you got your Hebrew name, how did it feel when you got your Hebrew name?
I felt lit up. I felt on fire in a good way.
So you don't want to give that to the woman you having sex with? You don't want her to feel. You don't want her to feel lit up, especially. Listen, and y'all don't understand when you name your rib, and you can go to your rib when you can go to your woman. And what I mean by this, like in our school, if the sister's already in our school and she got a Hebrew name already, then that's different. That's her Hebrew name already. But even in that, you can give her a pet name. You can give her your own name. You can say, okay, I know you got this name, but this the spirit I see from you. But when you give your woman a Hebrew name, for brothers that get their Hebrew name, I know before I got my Hebrew name to Zarya, I was anticipating, like, what is they gonna call me? What my name gonna mean? It gotta be something. And when I got the name to Zarya and they broke down the name Castle of Stronghold, I had a dream about my name. I had a dream that I'm on this moat, like I'm on this old ass moat in like some Ancient of Days type of moat. And as I'm on this moat, I'm on a boat and I go down to a dungeon. And as I'm going down the dungeon of a castle, when I get down to the dungeon of that castle, there's a body laying there. It's a black man with a veil, with like a thin veil, like almost like this. If I stretch this out, like a thin veil laying over him like this. And I'm looking at this body. And as I'm standing there, and I'm dressed in a knight's armor, not like a metal armor, but like I'm dressed like a knight. I got a sword. And as I'm looking at this body, and it's a body of a black man, as I'm looking at this body, this white man comes down the dungeon steps. The white man looks like Victor from Underworld. And when he comes down the steps, he pulls out his sword. And me and him are sword fighting because he's trying to kill that body. This is before I got my name. He's trying to kill that body. And he's stabbing me. I'm stabbing him. I'm fighting. I'm sword. And I would not stop fighting to the end. And then when I got my name Stronghold, so my name means Stronghold. My name means Stronghold of Castle. And I remember going to General Haim and telling him about the dream. And I asked him, did it have anything to do with me getting my name? And he said, yeah. And he said, you know, it's about you defending the truth, because even though that black man's body is there with a veil over him, the white man is coming in to try to kill it. And you're defending that body from being killed. Now, when you give your name, when you give a name to a woman, I don't care if it's your, y'all love giving the name your pie. Everybody ain't beautiful, but that's the spirit you see. Lord be with it. But when you give that woman that name, that's a spiritual mental note for her forever. If you call her anything, you call her Rayak, your pie, Kaman, Naim, I'm trying to think of all names, any name. Because when they think about that, every time they think about their name, you not only going to give them the name, you're going to give them the scripture, and you're going to give them the reason why they got that name. And that name is going to sizzle in their spirit for eternity. Now, I just want to say one more thing. Now here's the flip side. You come to her name Dana. You're like, hey, what's up, Dana? You want to get together? Yeah, I'm an Israelite. If we have sex, we married. And then you fuck her. Then after you fuck her, her name was Dana before you fucked her, and her name was Dana after you fucked her. What's special? Nothing. So if she's not spiritual, I'm going to say this last statement. You got it. So if she's not spiritual, that's your fault. You got the floor.
Indeed. And see, I felt like I failed because I had done a year of no alcohol. I did a year of no sex. And throughout that time, the women that I would meet, it was much easier to discern things. And then I'm not going to lie, when she came along, it started off as just some friendly things. And then, I let my guard down as far as my discipline on the celibacy, and the not drinking. And I feel like that's why I dropped the ball there. If I would have maintained my discipline.
Did you go to anybody for advice? Did you go to anybody for advice? Like how you doing now? Like it seemed like what you're doing now is getting advice on what you should do, right? Did you do that before you chose this woman?
To be honest, all of it happened fast, and I just ended up in a dang on cycle. I ended up in a cycle that I shouldn't have been in.
I understand. I get that part. So here's what I would do if I was you. Before you get another woman, when we get off this phone, you get a name for your woman. And you tell her, Salakia, the reason why you are not spiritual, that's my fault. I didn't come at you the right way. Now, and I'm going to tell you why you're doing this after the end. I didn't come at you the right way. I didn't lead you the right way. Leave it there. Don't be pitiful when you say it either. Say it like a man. Like what I'm saying to say, don't be all there. I didn't mean to do. Don't do that. But you want to say it like a man. And so
Yes,
when
sir.
when you do it, you get a name for her. I ain't saying just make up any name. You find a name that you want to give her based on her spirit. If it's a scripture that goes with it, you give her the scripture, and you're going to say, your name going forward is no more Dana, it's this. Now, after that, you're going to teach her. Now, let's say after you do these things, you're on the right path of correcting the mistake that you made. So now going forward, if she doesn't begin to be spiritual, now it's no longer your fault, because you're now reversing the damage that you caused by just laying with her without properly teaching her. And the other advice I would give you, before you get with any other woman, whether you're drinking or not, just get counsel, just get advice. The same way you called in here, just get counsel and get advice on what you should do before you go lay with a woman, because that's a grave thing. That's a forever thing. So you want to make sure that you do it the right way. Just get advice, because you can't blame you can't blame any, there's a song blaming on the alcohol, but you can't really do that. The alcohol, if anything, just let your guard down of what you wanted to do. Because before you drank, you had that desire. So that's what you want to make sure you always understand. Alcohol is not an excuse. Alcohol just takes the protection that you had. So you almost drink it on purpose so you can blame it on alcohol. So alcohol is not an excuse. You just want to make sure.
It was just a reference to my discipline.
No, I know, yeah. And just so you know, brother, what you're doing with this conversation is allowing me to talk broadly to everybody. So some stuff I'm saying is not directly applied to you. It just allows me to take that subject and just teach it further.
Yeah, I had stopped drinking because I had found I had liver disease. That was the original reason I had stopped. Like, my decision making with alcohol, that's not gonna be, altered, because we're not supposed to let strong drinks like that anyway.
Right.
But it's just me being disappointed in having that discipline for a year with the celibacy included. And I had ran into different women where one woman told me she was going to take that from me. She said, "Oh, I like a man with morals. I'm going to take that from you." And I had to get away from that woman, because I'm like, wow, you see me trying to be disciplined. You tell me you're going to try to break that discipline. And now I'm with a woman who's willing to follow my lead, but I don't know how to trust, or that she is truthful because of what I've dealt with beforehand, So.
Well, like I said, just focus on that with the advice that I gave you. Just start there. If you ever need counsel, you can call me. This is my personal number as well. So if you ever need counsel, you can call me. All right.
Greatly appreciate it, man.
I understand. The water to you.